Hello all. I thought it's time I did a reading. It's been a long time since I've done a tarot card reading. But I was just talking to a friend the other day. Hello Mandy. And I was saying how I haven't used the cards for a while, and the thing is that many different energies around at the moment. Everybody's going through different battles, and I just thought, you know what, I'll do a read. Let's see what happens. Let's see if anyone resonates. Let's see if it helps anyone. So here we go. Let's see what they're going to say. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Got some nice ethereal music in the background. Ethereal music, ethereal music, I don't know. Soothing music. Right. I don't do reversals in this pack. What we've got there is letting go of something. It's about letting go of something because it's going to lead to something else happening. But what it's leading to at the moment is dealing with grief. But what it's also leading you to is an energy of creation. It's going to lead you to create something that wouldn't have been possible if this hadn't been let go of. Okay? Sorry if you hear the dog barking in the background. He likes to think he's a guard dog. But he's just a chalky with small man syndrome. Right, let's see what we got here. So yeah, this is about a feeling of lacking in love, feeling like you could get more than what you've got, and it's about the universe saying yes, you've already created something special, and letting go of this process of letting go of something, whether it be energy, a person, a job, a situation. It could even be a thought process, but by letting go of this, you're going to allow this sun to shine through. I always see this card here as, let me explain, I'm an intuitive reader, so every time I pick the cards out, I might get a different reading from them, but some of them do stick for certain symbols for me, but not necessarily what a normal card would. This is why I love this tarot deck, which is the Woodland Tarot deck. Wild Wood Tarot, sorry. I find it very, very good for intuitive readers. This card here, for me, it's about mourning the fact that a leopard doesn't change its spots, if that makes sense to anybody. It's about acceptance, really. It's about your own truth, and it's about knowing that, you know, there's yin and yang in every situation, there's yin and yang in every person, and it's whether you accept that person for who they are, or whether that person accepts you for who you are, or whether you let go of everything and you allow the universe to guide you. But to be honest, whichever way you're feeling at the moment, it is about letting go, because you have to let go of energies that don't feel like they resonate with you, so you can start afresh. Because what might happen is this person might re-enter your life on a different energetic level. So if there's anything you're not happy with in the relationship, let go of that relationship. But if it is about accepting each other, and if it is about finding that balance between your own yin and yang and their yin and yang, then maybe this is telling you that, you know, that the world tree, it's like the roots are already grown maybe in this relationship, and it is about acceptance and knowing that acceptance is where your happiness is, and it's where this spark of energy is going to come from for you to find your own flow again, you know, return to your own truth. Because maybe you've been feeling stuck lately. What sometimes happens is when you're like a creative person, what sometimes happens is you get a little bit apathetic. You get a bit lazy with your love. You can enjoy the moment, but find that what you're not doing is you're not connecting to source. I mean, you could say that's what I've done in a way, because what I find is when things are going great in my life, and I don't question it, I just go with it, and that's what we're supposed to do. Now, and all that time I'm like, I know my path, I'm happy. I don't need to look at the cards, I'm happy with what's going on. So you don't do as much meditation, you kind of step back from the creative end of as you might have been doing. I've not been writing so much, I've got a book that I'm trying to write. I've been a bit stuck lately with that. But that was before any upheaval or anything. But what I always find is when I feel that, it's almost like my stuck comes out. And what happens is the universe creates a space for me in order to use it for creativity. Because it may be that your energy, like mine, was being directed too much in a certain direction and it needed to be dealt with somehow. So what the universe did was it guided in whatever way, using dark light, however it's happened, but guided you to give you this space in order to find yourself again, in order to reconnect. Because in apathy, we don't connect as much as we can do. And it's not about, just following the path and everything. It's about appreciation. If you can stay in that level and stay appreciative and not become apathetic, then things will be fine. But you need to make sure you carry on doing what your soul tells you to do. What your ancestors have died and lived for. Because what you've got to understand is you have this abundance about you from thousands and thousands of years of men and women that have been born and lived before you, and they've all had a dream, and you are their dream. You still hold all their wishes. So whatever path you're taking in life is to do with all the wishes of all your ancestors, but it's not to do with not following the path that you feel is true. It's following your own truth, because your truth is their truth. There's only one truth, yeah? And when you follow your truth, you're protected. So this grief that you've been feeling for this loss of connection is not needed, because this connection, I feel, is actually protected. And all this did is bring things into light that were kind of hiding. And it's almost like if this hadn't happened, these things would not have been brought into the light, okay? So there were things that had to be said. Maybe the communication's been lacking in the relationship, and in order for that communication to take place, there's had to be a gap, because in the gap, people find their voices. Some people need space. Some people can't just deal with situations as they are. They need to step away from things. And that could be what you're having to accept in this energy. But it's like you've dedicated yourself to this energy, but it's saying you need to dedicate yourself towards your abundance, and you actually know what that abundance is. And it's about finding your balance, knowing that you're protected, knowing you don't need to grieve this feeling, and stepping off and knowing that the universe has got your back. It's having that freedom to know that whatever happens, que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. This has allowed you to speak your truth in some way, which has opened up happiness in the future. You need to grieve the fact that people don't change, but you need to also understand that this relationship is protected, okay? It could be that your own love's protected. It could be that this relationship ends and the universe is saying, but your love's protected and you will find happiness in the future. Either way, you are loved and you are living from love, so love will always guide you. Sometimes to choose love is to choose yourself, and this is what we need to deal with this week, whether choosing love is choosing yourself, because you are in charge. You are the magician. You are the one that makes everything happen. It may be that there's been too many responsibilities in this situation, and that's why the universe has created this space for you, because you were stepping on the side of the waters. You were just looking in, but you needed to be in the waters. Sometimes it takes a crash like this for us to start feeling again, to start getting into the depth of our emotions, whether they be good or they be bad. They are feelings, and maybe this otter needs to actually get into the water now, and the thing that was stopping them before was the apathy. It was like staying in the one feeling and not exploring, maybe shadow work, not exploring things that maybe have happened in the past, and maybe be some grief that you've had to get over. But this is about exploring that grief now and making sure that you get over any troubles that you've had in the past. Don't need to be there, because you are in charge of your own energy. You're in control of your own energy. It's entirely up to you about this connection, you know. You need to release it whatever way, you know, but if that comes back on a different energy, that's up to you whether you take that or not, that whether you take on that responsibility. But you're not responsible for a leopard changing its spots. Nobody needs to change. It's just you decide whether, you know, whether that person wants to be in your life or that situation. You decide whether you accept that there are, you know, good and bad in people. So this is all about this decision you have to make. It's about getting in touch with your magician inside yourself and letting go of any skeletons that have been holding you back, because it is going to lead to the reunion of your love, and it's going to lead to a reflection of that love, because all you need to do is step into this water of emotion. And there's going to be action very soon, but it's saying that there's going to be challenges, but it's going to lead to a wish fulfillment. So I would say that what this is saying is, wherever this situation is at the moment, I'd say that with the blindfold there and the guardian, I'd say there's probably a lack of communication at the moment. There may be ghosting going on. There may be somebody just stepping back and not talking at all, because it's somebody dealing with their inner child there, and it's somebody dealing with abandonment issues. But what this is actually going to do is that challenge that you have inside you that you haven't addressed before, that we talked about, could be the abandonment issues that you're going to work through now with this separation, and it is going to lead to a wish fulfillment, and only you know what that wish fulfillment is. It's about stability. You want stability. That's what you're craving at the moment. Because you've got the hooded man here, so it's about the stability of knowing that somebody's going to be there for you. Going back to the inner child again, it's about knowing that somebody's not going to keep running away, you know, and or maybe it's about knowing that you know, your job situation is always going to be stable. There may be too much fluctuation in you know, the amount of work you're getting, the amount of people that are talking to you. It could be that you're feeling crowded by people and you need to step back, but you're really craving stability at the moment. And it's like you're the fish, you're the salmon trying to go upstream. You know, you don't even know whether you're going to survive at the moment. You just feel like you're going upstream all the time. But this wish fulfillment is a celebration, and this is what the universe is trying to tell you now. Whatever has happened for a reason. It's opened up a new pathway that wasn't there before the discussions took place. But whatever this energy is, it seems like one of you is trying to watch over the other one, but the other one is swimming with ease, okay? So what you need to do is you need to find some kind of balance here. I think one of you needs to step away a little bit and just allow the universe to do what it needs to do. Know that whatever space is between you and somebody that truly loves you isn't really space at all, because if they do love you, they'll be back in your life. It's entirely up to you whether you accept that love back or whether you decide to grow to a different love. That's entirely up to you. But what you both need to understand now is you're still connected through energies. So you need to find that balance, really. One of you needs to settle away, and one of you needs to pull back, and one of you needs to step up. Okay, so it could be again going to the ghost, and it could be that somebody's in the background, and this is the angriness of, you know, you're ignoring me, you know, blah blah blah. It could be something like that. So it just finding that balance and stepping back and understanding, que sera, whatever will be. And yes, it was about your boredom. It was about, there was something that needed to happen. It was about apathy, and I think you knew that, really. And it's about empowerment as well. It's about knowing that this conversation had to take place. And it's about you being confident enough to speak about your truth. And knowing that if you're with somebody that you love, you should be able to speak openly. And knowing that you always must keep that communication open. Okay? Right, I'll pull out a few advice cards. Just making sure it's still recording. Yep. Oops, sorry, buds. Right, what should we use for advice cards? Here we go. I love these fairy tarot. No, it's not the good fairy tarot, is it? I'll tell you what, it's been that long since I've got them out. I didn't look at them before I got them out. I'm sure it's a fairy tarot or something. Anyway, let's see what we've got. So the dreamer again, that you got the fool from the last pack, and you've got the equivalent to the fool again. It's like, it's about embracing the fact that whatever will be will be. You're at the top of the hill now, whether it feels like it or not. You're at the beginning of a new path, and it's like you can step into the future on this new path, or you can step back. But as long as you make it from your heart, then you're making the right choice. There's no such thing as making the wrong choice. Every choice is the right choice if you decide it is, okay? But also, we've got here immediate action, a challenge you can successfully manage, a passionate relationship. So again, it's about this conversation. It's about this truth. It's knowing that it is going to be challenging your truth. It is going to challenge you, but it's knowing at the end of it there is going to be a positive outcome. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community. So again, this is a unity card, okay? So this is saying that there is unity in this relationship, but it's also about your unity with yourself. You know, it's about getting back in touch with that self. Because if you're doing the right things for the right reasons, yeah, then how can anything be wrong? Like I say, there is no right and wrong, you know. It's what feels right to you. What matters to you is what's right. If you forget the right and wrong and just say what matters to me, okay? But it's also about not just looking at traditional views, you know, knowing that whatever you decide is for you, is for you. So it could be that, you know, you may be wondering whether a job's right for you. You may be concerned about what other people think about your job title, whether you've been successful enough, whether it's enough. But it's knowing that it doesn't matter what anybody thinks, it's what you think. And it's the same with relationships. Don't worry about other people's opinions. Know that it's what it feels, what matters to you at the time. And as long as you do it from your heart, you will always grow from that, okay? I hope I've helped you with that. Take care.